Hello, this is John with Anthem Business Solutions, and today we're going to go over editing your customer receipt. This is on the admin portal, which is hrpos.heartland.us, and then you go to the menu icon here at the top, and then you go to location setup. Once you're in location setup, you got to scroll down all the way in the bottom here, which is customer receipt. In here, you've got 4 tabs. We're just going to start on the first tab and just kind of go from there. We've got a spot for the logo, so this is going to print the logo on the top of the receipt. If you want to add that, you click there. You can upload your image from your computer or your phone by clicking this button down here. And I've already got one on here, so I'm just going to click that. Now keep in mind, even though that has some red and dark blue in it, it's just going to show up as black and white, especially since most places only thermal printers, only black and white anyway. Top margin is going to be the space on the top of the receipt before the logo shows up. So if you want to make that bigger, then you just increase this number accordingly. You'd have to kind of try each one and see how much space it gives. I don't think it says here. It does it by lines, so yeah, you just kind of have to see what it looks like. Same with the bottom margin. So the very last thing that's said on the receipt, this would be the space afterwards. Then we have the option to hide separator lines. So these are dashed lines between modifiers on the receipt. You want to hide those. This is show promise time. This has to do with delivery. And then this here has to do with showing the surcharge clause. I recommend doing this if you're using the feature. There's a feature in adjustments where you can set it up to where anytime they use their credit card, it automatically adds a fee onto it to cover some of the processing fees. If you're doing that, I recommend putting a check on this and then putting in how much that surcharge amount is going to be so that it shows on the guest check, warns people that you have it on. And this one is roll up modifier prices. So if you have any modifiers that have prices associated with them, this would roll it up. And then this is, and by rolling up, that means it basically is not going to show it. It's not going to show the price. It's going to have the price is going to be added to the item price, the main item price that modifier is on. This one is similar. This one's going to roll up any duplicates. So this applies to items, discounts, adjustments, anything that's identical. So if you have 2 ribeye dinners rung up with the salads and baked potato, instead of having those 2 separate items on the receipt and making the receipt longer, you can choose to roll those up so that it just says 2 ribeye steaks, yada, yada, yada. That way it'll roll it up and save some paper space over time. This one is an option for modifiers, so you can either hide all the modifiers, or you can show all the modifiers, or you can hide just the free modifiers. And this one here is show seat details. So if you're a table environment and you're doing seat assignments when you're ordering food, this will show on the receipt. And then this one here is for tax inclusive. A lot of bars use tax inclusive because they don't want to deal with the change. They just want to be able to tell that customer, hey, that beer is $5, or that a cocktail is $10, and they don't want to have to deal with any loose change. So in some states like Oklahoma, it's required to be on the receipt to show the tax details, even if it's tax inclusive. So that is what that option's for. Now up here at the top, we have a section for body. We go to body. You can change the text size to small, standard, or large. Just remember, the larger you go, the more paper it's going to use, and over time that becomes more expensive. And then you've got some different options for fonts. I'm going to be frank with you, I actually haven't tried any of these other fonts. I've always just kind of left it default. So I don't have a recommendation on that. And next we got header and footer lines. So this is where you can kind of customize what your receipt says. So for example, instead of saying, welcome to our restaurant, you can say it's Anthem Cafe, and then you can have that with a certain font, a certain size, and then you can have it centered. So this'll, you can either have it all show up on the left, kind of be magnetized to the left or magnetized to the right, or you can have it all centered. Most of the time I go with centered on this. And then if I want to add like the next line, I can do the next line and put in the address of the restaurant. And then do the same thing. Now with this, you can have like the name of the cafe or the name of the restaurant. You can have as bigger text size, and then the address, have it smaller. And then make sure you change it to center, otherwise it's going to look weird. Then you can continue with the address. Center, and then you've got the next line available, so you can do the phone number too. So then this will show up on the top just after the logo, where the header shows up. You'll have logo, then it will show this. Then down here at the bottom, you can have, thank you for visiting us. Check out our website. Spell. And you can kind of do the same thing here. You can have all these centered. Make this the same size as the other one. That. So there. So now we'd have the logo. We have this information. Then we'd have the food items and the payment. And then we'd have this as the final. And then you can set up email receipts. I haven't really messed with this too much either. It says here when you hover on the question mark that you can use a variable, the text variable, percent BC name. This is LOC name, so location name, percent, and that will automatically insert and configure location name. So whatever you decide to type here in the email subject and email body, you can put percent LOC name, percent, so automatically insert that location name. Probably more handy if you've got multiple locations rather than just typing out yourself. But that's those. And then don't forget to come down here and hit the save button. Make sure you get your save successful to pop up here. And then once you do that, you need to publish changes, otherwise it won't show up. Then make sure you get your confirmation on the published changes. And there. That's all there is to it. I'm actually going to show you what that looks like on the workstation, the final receipt. So let's switch over to the workstation. Okay, now that we're on the workstation, let's go ahead and sign in and see what that looks like here. Go into and hit print. Okay, so here we got our header. Again, is going to print in black and white. And we have, we have the logo, not the header, the logo, and then the header. We've got our cafe, Anthem Cafe, with the address and phone number, and then we have what was ordered, ticket info, vendor information, and then we have the tail. Thank you for visiting us. Check out our website.com. So I would probably go back and, looking at this, go back and change uppercase part, make it look a little different, maybe change the font sizes, mess around with it, see what looks good. But you get the gist of it. But yeah, that's all there is to it. I hope this video was helpful. That's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching. Want to stay up to date on the latest tips and tricks? Don't forget to click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon.